Right, so a very good morning to each and every one of you as we bring you the live action of the Lancashire Premier League 2025. It's the Croston Kings taking on Northern Falcons. It's a big game coming up for both the teams, and we're hopeful that it'll be a thrilling contest between these two teams. It's the 15th match of the tournament. And as I mentioned earlier, it's a big game, especially for Croston Kings coming into this match. Now, just to give you an idea what exactly happened, because the original scheduled time was 9 a.m. in the morning, but with persistent rain throughout the morning and early morning, and this at around 7 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. the rain started again, but the ground staff have done a tremendous job to make things ready as we are set to go live right here from the LRDC grounds. So the delayed start means the match starts scheduled to start at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, so it'll be a 17-over game. This one between the Croston Kings and the Northern Falcons, and to remind you about what exactly happened at the coin toss, it was Croston Kings who won the toss. They have elected to bowl first, putting Northern Falcons into bat. Northern Falcons, captained by Hafshan Hamza, had a good chat this morning and said that the team is in really good form and a good mentality is going across in the dressing room, and the team is ready to take on the Croston Kings. And some notable names. Eminem Ijaz has been quite outstanding in this tournament for the Northern Falcons. You got the likes of Kushit Gunadas, Mohammad Amjad, Hinshaf Iftikhar. A lot of big names coming into this Northern Falcons team. And looking into the Croston Kings, you got the captain Fazil Marija, and SP Saturshan, who captained the team, is not playing today. Got the likes of Abdul Rahman, Adil Osman, Vinodin John, Abdul Shafiq, Abdullah Almaz, Zaid Emir, Abdul Sakur, Mohammad Nafiz, Mohammad Riyad, Richards Jessley, another familiar name who've been performing well throughout the tournament, Nagraja Sachin, and Akil Ahmed and Pradeep Roshan. So that's the playing 11 for the Croston Kings. And Northern Falcons, you got Hafshan Hamza, the captain, Eminem Ijaz, Dilhan Ramiz, Ashim Lutfi, Mohammad Amjad, Tuan Wazim, Kasun Pereira, Kushita Gunadasa, Mohammad Inshaf, Matthew Romesh, Ravzan Kafoor, Praveen Fernando, Kushan Perez, and Nirmal Rajapaksha. That's the lineup for the Northern Falcons. Right, so it's all set for the ball number one, as the Croston Kings have elected to bowl first. And the umpire says, let's play. A straight up shout there from the bowler himself, but nothing there from the umpire. That was very close to the bat. Yeah, there we go, just passing under the ball. That ball didn't really bounce that much, at least not as much as a batter expected it to bounce. Ah, that's a good shot. Onto the onside he goes. And that has gone all the way for a maximum. Beautifully struck once again in the power play. So just to remind you about the revised playing conditions. So that was whacked through the onside. Intentional very much. So the first 4 overs will be the power play. And then the last 2 overs. That means the over number 16th and 17th. Will be the third power play, where the pink ball will come into play. Shamsul Munir, jersey number 15 for Croston Kings, with the responsibility of bowling with the new ball. Nicely glided away towards the offside. Bit of fielding, but not the best of the throws there. It's a very picturesque ground, isn't it? The LRDC grounds here in Colombo. You got a couple of sky rises in the background. Here at the Kirimandala Mawat in Navala. This time through the onside, won't go all the way for a boundary. There is this deep mid-wicket fielder positioned exactly for that shot. So we got a deep third man and a deep mid-wicket in position for Wasim, who's striking the ball well at the moment, especially onto the onside. He's been quite strong in that sense. This time he goes to the mid-wicket. Doesn't matter whether there is a fielder or not, because that ball has reached all the way for a maximum. Nicely played once again, right in his arc. Pradeep Roshan, not the best of the deliveries. There we go, just swinging through the arc, right in the slot. Good bounce and the ball nicely coming on to the bat. There's nothing much the batter should do. Is just got to make sure that he's giving enough power behind that ball as it raises away for another 6. So couple of sixes already in this over. We got one more delivery to go. A dot ball finished things off. 15 or rather 14 runs coming off from that over. 14 for none, Northern Falcons. Right, so Pradeep Roshan. I beg your pardon, Mohammad Riyad is the new bowler. Right, so here we go, Mohammad Riyad. Yeah, cut away. Bit of a fumble in the field. This ball might just run away. Nope. Just slows down right at the edge of the boundary. Yeah, a couple of runs there. Good running between the wickets that time from Mohammad Amjad and Wasim. Nicely cut away from Mohammad Amjad this time, opening his account. Up and over he goes. That's another boundary. That's a third boundary in this innings already. Couple of sixes and this time a 4. Mohammad Amjad decided to go aerial this time. Nicely cut away. There we go. Knew exactly where the fielder was positioned and was careful enough to play it away from that backward point fielder who was inside the 30-yard circle. It was just a matter of getting it over his head. And it races away for another boundary. Right, so it's a good positive start for the Northern Falcons. Just moving across, Mohammad Amjad trying to work that ball towards the onside. Got to be careful, that's a very risky shot. Fortunately for the batter, that was running down towards the leg side. But a slight adjustment from the bowler would be absolutely detrimental for the batter. Oh, that's a poor delivery. That's a very poor delivery and treated exactly how it deserved to be treated that time from Mohammad Amjad. And that has gone all the way for a boundary. Through the covers, through the gap he goes, Mohammad Amjad. Unfortunate that time, the ball didn't really reach the boundary, but again, couple of runs. It just tells you the confidence of the batter. He's just slapping the ball around, getting those boundaries, and there's no such imminent threat on any of these two batters. Wasim and Amjad looks very comfortable out there at the centre. Just whacking the ball to all parts of the ground. And that's the end of the over. 26 runs at the end of over number 2. Right, so here's Mohammad Riyad. I beg your pardon, this is Pradeep Roshan, who's going to bowl the third over. Nicely bowled, very tight, bowling in that off stump line, not giving any width outside the off stump and not allowing the batter to go towards the onside as well. So that's the area where he should focus. Once again, this time that's a touch too full to my liking, hence driven down the ground, but very fortunate to get it right at the hands of the fielder. See, I had a pretty good look into the surface this morning, and although it rained right throughout the last night, or this morning rather, off the edge and dropped. My goodness, you can see the body language of the bowler, just tells you the story, and it's very unfortunate. Ah, there we go, just out of the reach of the wicket keeper. Could have taken the catch that time and would have been the first wicket. Another best of the deliveries from the bowler, very wide outside the off stump, but the batter didn't really move towards the line of the delivery. He was stationary in his stance, hence the bottom edge coming into play. And this time once again, very close to the wide line, but I think just inside. So the right decision there from the umpire. This time he goes up in there, but safe. And it reaches the boundary. Once again, the runs are coming in, the boundaries are coming in. That's the end of the over. 31 runs at the end of over number 3. Yeah, punched on the ground. Didn't really get the distance he was looking for, but still good enough to get it all the way towards the boundary. Starting off with a wide this time. Mohammad Riyad. This time through the offside he goes all the way for a maximum. My goodness, that's a good shot. Wasim it is. Nicely dispatched through the covers for a maximum. Swinging right across the line of the delivery. And Wasim gets another 6. So back-to-back sixes. Not much pace on offer from Mohammad Riyad. There's plenty of time for the batter to calculate the risks and to make sure that he gets a fine enough connection to get it all the way towards the 6. Nicely done. Gone, dropped. Oh my goodness, that's the second catch dropped this morning. That was coming right at its breadbasket. Oh my goodness, how can you miss out those? Just a slight variation there from the bowler himself, and the batter had to dig that in. You've got to take those catches. Nasty both this time, slow through there and much straighter and a good length. Mohammad Riyad has been bowling it touch too full, just making it pretty too easy for these batters, especially Wasim, to dispatch that ball onto the onside. Right, so looks like there is a bowling change coming in for the Croston Kings. Right, so that marks the end of the power play. So 48 runs coming in the power play, the first 4 overs. Oh, asking the question, this has to be out. Yes, it is. A slow finger comes up from the umpire. My goodness. See, that's a very poor delivery from the bowler. And it just dipped right into the batter, Mohammad Amjad. That's gone LBW. Trapped right in front. The ball nicely dipping in. There we go. On any given day, he would have just slapped it towards the onside for a 6, but, well, they say cricket is a funny game, and that's exactly what happened that time. So the first wicket goes down. Right, so the first wicket coming in and at a very fortunate time for the Croston Kings after deciding to bowl first after winning the toss. They've been hammered in the first 4 overs in the power play for 48 runs, but now they've got the breakthrough that they've been looking for, and to add more salt to the wound, they've dropped 2 catches. Nicely worked away this time. Might just go all the way for a boundary. No. Oh, yes. I don't think that has reached all the way towards a boundary, but that was very, very unfortunate once again for the batters. It's quite a thick covering of grass near the boundary line in that region down towards that backward squalic region. So that is something that the batters should keep in mind to put that bit of an extra bit of pressure behind the ball, extra bit of force behind the ball. Nirmal came in as the opener and has been doing well so far. Nirmal Rajapaksha. Which is Chesley, one of the stand-up performers in this tournament for Croston Kings, both with the bat, with the ball, picking up wickets in crucial moments, just making sure that they get the runs and keeping the scoreboard ticking. So it's been a good all-round for the Croston Kings, and that's the end of the over. 53 runs on the board at the end of over number 5. Right, so another bowling change coming in from the Croston Kings. They just need to make sure that they're picking up wickets in regular intervals because the runs are already in. Remember, it's a 17 over game. Oh, nicely bowled. Just went with the arm slightly faster. And nicely bowled. Well, it looks like there's some trouble for the batter or for the wicket keep. Oh, for the batter himself. For a moment I thought that was the wicket keeper, but that ball, let's have a look at that again, what exactly happened. Once again, for the second time, a huge inside edge, and it just gets hit right back at his leg. I think it has hit his toe area, and is unable to walk properly. That should be painful. Right. So we're back live. As the ball got hit the batter, things are under control now. Oh, that's a nice shot. Lofted to the perfection. Has that gone all the way for a 6? No, it's gone all the way for a boundary. So it's a 4. But look at this. The runs coming in quite steadily. And everything working in the favour of Northern Falcons. That was Nirmal Rajapaksa once again at his very best. Being very innovative, very cheeky. And you create the shots. When things are not going in your way, you end up creating a shot. And that's one of those shots which Nirmal perfectly created to get the full value. And that's the end of the over. 59 runs on the board at the end of over number 6. Wasim. This is Nirmal Rajapaksa, of course. Wasim at the other end. Right, so Richards Jessley back with the ball in hand. Richards, just as I mentioned earlier, being very handy for Croston Kings. See, he typically bowls in a very flatter trajectory that makes it difficult for the batter to get under the ball and to try to hit it down the ground, because he bowls it fast and flat. So your options are quite a bit limited towards the score of the wicket, because he's not bowling it that too full as well to hit it down the ground. So he just makes it flatter, faster, a touch shorter. So it's a matter of, batter being innovative and maybe just trying to use the pace of the deliveries, just like Nirmal Rajapaksa did, and try to play it behind the wicket towards the fine leg or the third man reach. No, else just utilize the score of the wicket. Other than that, it just makes it difficult to score against Richards Jessley, because he's bowling it flatter and faster. But I feel the surface might actually just assist the spinners a bit. You can see, as I mentioned earlier, I had a pretty good look in the morning, and there's an area, especially in this good length region, where things are very shaky. So the ball might just land in those areas, and the spinners might actually try to exploit those regions. And when the bowlers, the faster bowlers and the batters get their foot marks in, it'll make things more shaky. It'll crumble the pitch, and that is where the spinners will come into play. So I wouldn't mind the bowlers just trying to bowl it, or rather the spinners trying to bowl it slow through there, just to see what exactly is on offer on this surface. Because at the pace in which Richard Jessley is bowling, yes, it's effective, but you cannot generate much spin off of the surface. You've got to bowl it slow, you've got to toss it up and see if you can get anything off the surface. And that's the end of the over as well. 62 runs on the board. A single taken. This time punched on the ground. Oh, that's a good looking shot, but there is protection in the deep. Abdul Shakur with the ball in hand. Once again, bowling it fast and flat. Oh, nicely delivered this time. Just went with the arm. Abdul Shakur not getting any purchase off the surface. That ball went fast and it just went with the arm. Held its line. Oh, that's a good looking shot. My goodness, that's a good one, because you see that he had to fetch that ball from outside the off stump. This time in the same exact region, but this time much better execution. He gets a boundary. See, the previous shot, he had to fetch that ball from outside the off stump, so he had limited control. But this time, the ball was much straighter and it was much shorter as well. So he had much better control as a batter. He was just careful enough to play it towards that gap between long on and mid wicket. So nicely executed. And a nice boundary there for the Northern Falcons. Adil Osman, the vice captain, starts off with a wide delivery. .71 runs already on the board, just 1 wicket lost, so it's a good start for the Northern Falcons. All through the covers he goes, nicely executed, but there is protection in the deep. Will be just a single, but everything has been quite positive on the part of Northern Falcons. They've been very proactive in terms of their shot selections. We've seen, especially through the onside, both the batters have been pretty much excellent in terms of executing their shots onto the onside. And just making sure that the scoreboard, keeps on ticking right from the start. And that is the key, especially given the fact that it's a 17-over game. You need to make sure that you score at least 9 runs per over. That is an absolute must. At least 8 to 9 runs per over. just to be on the safe side. But I believe on a surface like this, even a score of about, ideally in a 25 over game, anything around 180, anything above 180 would have been a good score, because I feel this surface might just assist the spinners when the day goes on. So it might just probably be a good toss to lose for Northern Falcons. Oh, nicely done. Once again, very casually struck. And he's been really good in exploiting that gap between long on and mid wicket. There we go. Once again, fetched that ball from outside the off stump. Knew exactly. Has a really good understanding as to where those two fielders are positioned. And very much careful to play it right in between those two batters, or rather the fielders. Very perfectly executed, perfectly bisected. Nice bit of fielding that time, stopped a certain boundary. Starts off with a wide once again. Quite a lot of wides in this innings so far from the Croston Kings. But this is not the start they wanted. You know, after winning the toss, now 80 runs on the board already. It goes up in there, no chance there for the fielders. And the ball might not just go all the way for the boundary as well. So a couple of runs there. overthrows, extra runs coming in the way of Northern Falcons. Everything, in fact, is working in favour of Northern Falcons at this stage of the game. Punch on the ground, but there is protection down in the deep. A packed field down the ground for both these batters. So we got a deep mid-wicket or more. A fielder that is more towards or right in there in that cow corner region, and you got a mid-wicket. You got a long on, long off, and you got a sweeper cover. Punch on the ground, nicely done. No chance for the long off fielder. That was struck straight as an arrow. The execution up to the perfection, the placement up to the perfection, the timing, everything is up to the perfection that time. This time, but this long off fielder did the adjustment that time. He was more towards, he was more straighter this time. He was positioned more straighter because the last delivery was more towards the square of the wicket, more squarer than he usually is supposed to be. But this time around, he made that adjustment, and now he was able to collect the ball quite nicely, cleanly. Through the offside, no chance. Not the best of the shots this time, but it's safe because there's no one on the deep, on the offside behind that point fielder. So it's just a matter of getting it over his head, over the 30-yard circle. But the outfield is not that fast. Here at the LRDC grounds, you have to keep that in mind. So there's no big value for the shot, for shots like that. So unless you make sure that you give enough power to get it all the way towards the boundary, you'll find it pretty difficult to travel that ball all the way towards the boundary. That's the end of the over. 94 runs on the board at the end of over number 9. Quite the positive start for Northern Falcons. Just Nagaraja Sachin. So change of bowling from the Croston Kings. Nothing have been working in their favour so far in this game. 11 overs, 94 runs, just 1 wicket. Runs are coming in quite steadily, quite nicely. Oh, nicely bowled, but it just went through everyone. Even the wicket keeper didn't really have a chance that time. Nicely bowled and touched too fast, maybe to my liking, but still very effective. Oh, just missed everything. Just missed that leg stump by a whisker. Overthrows, and a fumble. Oh, was that a chance? I really believe that was a chance at the bowler's end. It'll be a very interesting replay if we can have that, because that was very, very close. And a comedy of errors that time from the Croston Kings fielders and the bowler himself, Nagaraj Sachin. There we go, the throw coming in. Couldn't collect the ball properly. Right, got to come back for the second run. Good run in between the wickets. There we go. That's the way to go. When boundaries are not coming in your way, when the outfield is not that fast, you've got to make sure that you're running between the wickets very, very hard. And that's the end of the over as well, it seems. Yeah, 12 overs done. 102 runs on the board. Right, so the captain Fazil Marija comes into bowl. These are crucial overs heading into the last few. Remember, it's a 17 over game. This time through the offside he goes. And it's taken in the deep. So finally, they hold on to a catch. And it's the captain Fasil Marija who have come in the right time to get the breakthrough. So that's the second wicket. And Nirmal Rajapaksha, after scoring a superb innings out there at the middle, will have to depart and will have to get back to the pavilion. Nicely taken. They've been dropping too many of these catches, but this time holds on to the catch quite nicely. Right, so Fasil Marija, the captain, breakthrough straight away in his very first over. Another low full toss right into that mid-wicket region with just a single. Chance, no pitch gone all the way. So a boundary after quite some time from the Northern Falcons. It's a welcome boundary. So there we go. Once again, a very juicy full toss from Fasil Marija, the captain himself this time. And he gets the treatment. Chopped back onto his body this time. Nagaraja Sachin is in bowling in some good areas. That was a wide, but obviously even in the previous over, we saw him getting that ball to nicely skid on the surface. There we go. And he's the only spinner I've seen in this inning so far who've been able to generate some movement off the surface. And it's a pace in which he's bowling that is assisting that. Now this time a full toss. Oh, it's a good shot this time, but it's up in there and it's gone all the way for a 6. Just barely, it's gone all the way for a 6. Yeah, that'll help. That'll ease the nerves of Northern Falcons, because the boundaries were drying up. But this 6 will definitely put some confidence right back on the batter. Off the edge, no chance. Fazil Marija, captain, back. Yeah, good running between the wickets once again. Oh, nicely struck this time, but there is a fielder. Oh, nicely done. Jersey number 56, Akil Ahmed. Nicely done. Saved a certain boundary. There we go. It was nicely struck in the gap. So 3 singles on the trot this time against Fazil Marija. But he's bowling in good areas. He's not giving any width outside the off stump. But at the same time, not allowing these batters to get under the ball. Now this time it goes high up with a chance. A genuine chance. And he takes it quite comfortably. Didn't really panic that time. The long on fielder knew exactly where the ball is coming in. Knew the trajectory. And was very calm and very quiet and calm. Didn't really panic. He was up in the air for some time, so had plenty of time to settle under the ball, which he did quite convincingly. So that's an important wicket. Fazil Marija, the captain, picks up his second wicket. Right, so the last 2 overs means... Oh, it's gone! It just went through the batter. And that's an important wicket. Remember, the last 2 overs, as I mentioned at the start, are the power overs. So only 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle. See, this time, the ball nicely straightens up once it lands on the surface. There we go. And that slight deflection is enough to beat that outside edge and for the ball to just crash onto the top of off stump. Another best of the delivery for a new batter. Sliding down the leg side, so wide signalled. Now this time, it's a chance. Oh, it's dropped. Another chance. So you've got to hold on to these catches. These are genuine drop chances. There we go. These are genuine chances that you should have taken. That you should take. Absolutely. Oh, gone. That's a second wicket in the over. A faster delivery, and Dilhan had no clue whatsoever. Slightly full, slightly faster. And it does the trick for the bowler and for the Croston Kings. And now the Croston Kings are slowly but steadily coming back into this game. 129 runs on the board. And wickets are falling one after another. That's nicely done. And that's gone all the way for a boundary. The first ball. And once again, the follow-up delivery after wicket is more inclined towards that leg side. There we go. Previously, it was a wide delivery, but this time it was much straighter, but right in towards that leg stump line, which makes it pretty easy. With the pace in which he's bowling, just the slightest of the deflection would be enough to get it all the way towards the boundary. Right, so 133 and we're into the last over of this innings. 133 for 5. So changes in the field. You got a short third man, Moon in towards that more squarer than he's supposed to be. So only 2 fielders are permitted outside the 30-yard circle, and he starts off with a wide. So there is a long off in position and a long on. So only long on and long off outside the 30-yard circle. So obviously only 2 fielders are permitted to stay outside the 30-yard circle. And everyone else right at the edge of that 30-yard circle. 5 on the offside and 2 on the onside. Oh, gone is it? Oh yes, the finger goes up. And Munir given a breakthrough. Shamsul Munir. Oh yes, that's gone. That's plumb in front. Just a small juggle or a shuffle there from the batter to play it onto the onside, but he didn't get the connection he was looking for. So he departs and the 6th wicket goes down for 134. Swing and a miss. And they're running. Oh, this might be a run out. Yes, that's suicidal there from the batter. That's a new batter who has to depart. Well, it's the last over. So obviously you got to take those chances, but this is suicidal. Praveen very keen to get back to his crease. And the new batter has to perish. Alright, so just 3 deliveries remaining. 134 runs on the board. Can they reach that 145 plus run mark? Got 3 more deliveries. They've been swinging hard at the Pradeep Roshan. Through the offside he goes. Oh, that's a boundary. So as long as he gets it over those packed offside field inside the 30-yard circle, it's a guaranteed boundary. There we go. Not the best of the deliveries. You cannot bowl in such line and lengths when all your offside fielders are inside the 30-yard circle. That is asking for trouble. Got to make sure that you're keeping it tight, as straight as possible. Any width outside the off stump means it's going to hammer away for a boundary. Another swing and a miss, this time much better from Pradeep Roshan. See, that's the area where you should be bowling. Keeping it straight and just ask the batter to go down the ground, because you got the long on and long off in position. which means you're pretty much safe even if the batter goes down the ground, unless he gets a very good connection to get it all the way towards the 6. Other than that, you're pretty much safe. Last ball of this innings. This time he goes down the ground and it's taken. That is exactly what I mentioned. So the last ball, a wicket for Pradeep Roshan. So the 8th wicket goes down for 138. And that's a score at the end of 17 overs. So 138 in 17 overs. A nicely executed innings from Northern Falcons. They'll be pretty happy with this effort. 138 is on in just 17 overs. Seems like a good score on the surface. And Croston Kings will have to bat well to get to 139. Yeah, a fine innings after winning the toss. Croston Kings decided to bowl first, so that put Northern Falcons into bat. And they have responded well by scoring 138 in just 17 overs. So let's have a look at the highlights to see how exactly things progressed out here at the middle. It started off well. Northern Falcons, everything pretty much worked out nicely for them in the power play. 40 odd runs in the first 4 overs, and the bowlers were struggling to find the right line and length, and 2 catches were dropped as well. Keep that in mind. But overall the fielding has been pretty good. They held on to some good catches, and that gave some life for these openers to score some runs quickly, which they did, and really made sure that the runs are coming in quite slowly. This was the first wicket, a very unfortunate way to get dismissed Mohammad Amjad. But from there onwards, Nirmal Rajapaksha didn't really look backwards. He lost his partner, but he just went on to score runs all over the park, nicely executing those shots, lofted shots on the offside and on the onside. That was the second wicket. But the shots came in, the boundaries came in at the right times for Northern Falcons. They've been quite dominant with the bat in hand throughout this tournament, and right when it mattered the most, they've done a good job to post 138 runs for the loss of 7 wickets at the end of their 17 overs. Remember, it's a 17 over game with the rain interruptions right throughout the morning. It's been reduced to 17 overs, and now the Northern Falcons have got 138 runs on the board. This was the last wicket. So the target is set for the Croston Kings, that they need 139 runs in their 17 overs to win this game. So we'll take a short break and we'll be back with the run chase. Right, so welcome back to the LRDC grounds here in Colombo as we bring you the live action of the run chase of this first match, the match number 15 of the Lancashire Premier League 2025. Northern Falcons having a bat first, scored 138 runs, which means the target is set for the Croston Kings as they need 139 runs to win this match. Gettable, but they need to make sure that they're scoring at a good rate right from the start, that they become positive, proactive, and they keep on the momentum right till the end. Right. What sort of an approach Northern Falcons would take coming into this game? Coming into this run chase rather. I mean, against the spinners, you look into how the spinners of Croston Kings bowled. I felt they were a touch too fast in terms of how they delivered their balls. So I wouldn't mind if Northern Falcon bowlers, just try to give a bit more air, nicely tossing it up. That way, if there is some purchase of the circus, because we saw, especially Nagaraja Sachin actually spinning the ball, actually turning the ball off the surface. There was this slight deflection. And he was the slowest of the spinners in this Croston Kings lineup. So that should actually, that is something that the Northern Falcons spinners should emulate. Make sure that you bowl in good areas, but make sure you bowl in the correct pace. And as a spinner, you often talk about pace when it comes to a fast bowler or a medium pace bowler. But as a spinner, you got to make sure that you are bowling in good areas, but at the same time, at the right pace. You bowl it too fast, you won't get the purchase of the surface. You won't get to turn the ball as much as you would turn the ball if you bowl it slow, if you nicely give it a bit more air and nicely tossing it up. So that is something that the Northern Falcons bowlers should keep in mind. The spinners, rather. Right, so here we go. Run chase begins with Dilshan bowling the first over. Or rather, Dilhan Ramiz. Quite a strong appeal. Nothing there from the umpire, not given as wide as well. There was a deflection, but probably off the pad. Dilhan Ramiz bowling the first over. He goes up in there, chance. Middle fielder comes under the ball and he takes a catch quite nicely. That was a tough one, but he just made sure that it looked very, very comfortable. So the first wicket goes down as Dilhan Ramiz strikes in his very first over. Yeah, trying to go after the bowling right from the start. Didn't really open his account that time, the batter. So it's one down for nothing on the board for the Croston Kings. Mohammad Nafiz is a new man in. He's been in good form for the Croston Kings. Straight away success for Dilhan Ramiz. Nicely bowled this time. Good pace, good areas. Just outside the off stump. Nice bounce over the surface as well. Everything about that delivery was good from Dilhan Ramiz. Oh, that's a good shot. That's gone. For a 6. Nicely executed right onto the onside. That was touched too straight this time from Dilhan Ramiz. And just picked it up quite nicely, the batter. And that has gone all the way for a boundary or a 6. Right, so runs on the board that this time straight away from for the Croston Kings. They need a couple of more boundaries, especially in the power play. The first 4 overs, they need to make sure that they're exploiting the power play well to get a couple of boundaries. They got a deep third man in position and a long on. I think that's a safe way to go for any bowler, to have a third man and a long on in position. It pretty much covers up where you can cover it up. That's the end of the over. 8 runs of the first over. Right, so spin straight away from the Northern Falcons. Cousin Pereira, a tall lad. Ah, nicely bowled. See, that's what I was talking about in the previous innings. If you bowl in the good areas and at the same time at the right pace, you can get some purchase off the surface. That is exactly what Nagaraj Sachin did with the ball in the previous innings. And now Cousin Pereira is trying to do a gone. There we go. Nice angle. He's just pointing it right at the batter and just enough turn to get that ball. So it was pitching right in between middle and leg and just had enough revolution on the ball to turn that ball, missing that outside or rather top of off stump, and the wicket keeper doing the rest quite nicely. So the second wicket goes down for the Croston Kings as Cousin Pereira gets a breakthrough in his very first over. There we go. Spin on offer straight away. This is what I was expecting right from the morning. For the spinners to get some purchase off the surface. And finally we're seeing that phase where the spinners are trying to come into this game. Yeah, probably just pitching outside the leg stump, I'm sure, that time. Because that looks straight enough for me. Through two fielders. Won't reach all the way for a boundary, but couple of runs. But this is a really good start for the Northern Falcons, picking up a couple of wickets. Nice change-ups, this time a much faster delivery from Cousin Pereira. And that's the end of the over, a successful over. 10 runs on the board at the end of over number 2 for 2 wickets. Right, 10 runs on the board, 2 wickets down already. Croston Kings in deep sorts of trouble. Dilhan Ramiz back with the ball in hand. Off the edge. And this might run away for a boundary. Yes, it does. So a welcome boundary for the Croston Kings off of a very healthy edge. And no chance for the deep third man fielder. These two batters should make sure that Croston Kings should make sure that they're picking up a boundary at least once every over. Because early momentum is such a crucial thing. Still we're in the power play, so only 2 fielders are permitted to stay outside the 30-yard circle, which means plenty of opportunities. It's quite a big ground on the off side. On the on side, maybe a touch shorter the boundary. And that's the reason as to why we saw the batters, targeting that leg side. Even in the previous innings, we saw the 2 openers making sure that they're getting those boundaries right from that leg side. Oh, swing and a miss. Oh, that's a good shot. Punched off the back foot through that point region for another boundary. This time, a much more convincing shot. Perfectly executed. That's the end of the over. 20 runs on the board for 2 wickets. That's nicely played, nicely timed. Oh, it's gone for a boundary. A very casual jog there from the fielder. Couldn't really stop the ball from reaching the boundary though. Probably could have stopped that. Yeah, for sure. Kasun Pereira picked up a wicket in his first over. He's bowling in good areas. See, the success, the secret to his success is the way he's bowling, the angle which he creates with his height. He's a very tall lad, so obviously the release point is much higher than that of an ordinary bowler. Just makes it difficult for the batters to get under the ball properly, and at the same time it's that the angle which he's bowling, he lands the ball right in between middle and leg and get that ball to turn towards his off stump, so which makes it difficult, especially for the right hander. That's the end of the over. 27 runs on the board for the loss of 2 wickets. Cut away quite nicely. Might just go, stopped right at the edge of the boundary. Dilhan Ramiz. Has been given as wide. Asking the questions, nothing there from the umpire. This is good from Northern Falcons, putting the pressure on. That'll be another wide. It's turning out to be a big over. Goes high up in there, right on the bounce. Driven quite nicely, coming back for the second run. Got to hurry, and a fumble in the field. Slight fumbles in the field. This will allow these batters to run back for the second run quite easily. Now there we go. It looks like he has hurt himself in the process. Koshita Gunadasa. And he falls down. Probably something wrong with his knee. .36 for the loss of 2 wickets. We have a small hold in play as Koshita Gunadasa was injured in the process of fielding a ball out in the outfield. Right, so we're good to go. A lot of hard work to be done for both the teams from here onwards, and especially for Croston Kings. And that's the end of the over. 36 runs on the board for the loss of 2 wickets. Right, so looks like Nirmal Rajapaksha has been brought in to bowl the next over. Now that we're done with the power play, we're seeing 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. So we got a deep mid wicket, long on and long off, a sweeper cover, and a deep third man. Yeah, punch down the ground will be just a single. Quick single. He's done a good job there, the batter. Good running between the wickets. But they need boundaries here. Oh, that's through the gap. This might run away for a boundary. Yes, it does. I think it has gone all the way for a boundary, but we'll wait for the confirmation from the umpire. Nothing there from the umpire. That's a good save down in the deep. Let's have a look at that again. Nicely lofted. Just away from that backward point fielder. And I think that has gone all the way for a boundary, but obviously the umpire doesn't have the luxury of seeing replays, slow motion. So it's his decision out there at the middle that stands. And that's the end of the over, it seems. Yes. Oh, it's up in there, and that's a good shot. That's gone all the way for a 6. This time lofted through the long off region. There was a fielder down in the deep, but it wouldn't have even mattered because that's a very fine shot, lofted to the perfection. Has gone all the way for a 6. Much needed 6s now for the Croston Kings. And Ramesh, first ball. Matthew Ramesh, this is. Yeah, nicely executed this time. God, dropped. That's a genuine chance there. You should hold on to those chances for sure. My goodness, that was up in the air for some time. No excuses there. Should have taken those catches. Hitting the toe end of the bat, going nowhere. Oh. And guess what? He has also hurt himself. in the process of trying to take that catch. But he seems to be okay. Matthew Ramesh. They need wickets here. Northern Falcons, they need wickets. Lofted on the offside. And dropped once again. So that's a second chance in this over. But this one, a slightly tougher chance. But still, you've got to hold on to those catches. Lofted on the offside once again outside the off stump. That was a tough one. But I think he misjudged his catch, or rather his approach very early coming into that catch. He couldn't really concentrate, he couldn't really judge the path or the trajectory of the delivery well, and I think that's one of the main reasons as to why he couldn't really reach out to the delivery. And that's the end of the over, it seems, and 51 runs on the board for the Croston Kings. That's high up in there. And it's taken. Dylan Ramiz takes a catch. Finally, Northern Falcon holds on to catch. And that's the third wicket. It was up in there for some time, but he just made it look very, very comfortable. There we go. And a nice little gesture to complete the catch. So 3 down for 52 now for Croston Kings. is there a chance? Nirmal Rajpaksha bowling some gentle medium pace deliveries here. Obviously, if we give pace on this surface, the batters will try to go after you. So obviously gentle medium pace bowlers are more than ideal on a surface like this, and that is exactly what Nirmal Rajapaksa is doing at the moment. He's been dealing with these batters really well. Lofted on the offside for another single. So dealing in singles at the moment, these two batters. They lost a wicket, 54 for 3. Nicely bowled. Good pace on offer. Good change up from Kushan. Kushan Piris. Slight turn on offer. There we go once again. And again. Oh, gone is it? No. Oh, it is. Let's have a look at that again. I know. For a moment, I thought the celebrations and everything, I thought he got a wicket. But that's a good over from Kushan Piris. .55 runs on the board the last 2 to 3 overs. Nothing have been working in Croston Kings' way. The runs have dried up, the boundaries have dried up. .57 for 3. Off the edge. There's no slip in position. With just a single, the deep third man fielder in position. We saw quite a couple of edges all throughout this match. Still, they haven't really prompted the captain of Northern Falcons to have a slip in position. Swings and missed it completely. This time asking the question, but nothing there from the umpire. Yeah, probably just pitching outside the leg stump for sure. Slapped over for another single. Right, so the first 10 overs completed and 61 runs on the board for the Croston Kings for the loss of 3 wickets. Remember, they're chasing down a total of 138 and they're chasing down 139. So at the moment, 61 for 3. We'll see the last 7 overs. Where would it take the Croston Kings towards a victory and towards a loss? And starts off with another wide. This time Kushan Pires. He bowled well so far. Now this time had to fetch that ball from outside the off stump. He gets a single. But the Northern Falcons, the spinners, doing the right thing by bowling in good areas. And at the same time, as I mentioned over a couple of times, they're bowling with much more gentle pace and they're allowing the surface to do its tricks, to have some perches on the surface or on the ball. A tossed up below, that's a good shot, that's up in there, but I think that has gone the distance. Oh yes, brilliant strike. Touch too full there from the bowler Kushan. See, the idea was right, it's just that the execution from the batter was absolutely perfect. Nicely tossed up from the bowler, but again touch too full. You need to make sure that he's dragging his length a bit. Oh, that's up in there. That's another good shot this time. It's gone all the way for the boundary. So a 6 and a 4. That'll really boost the confidence of the Croston Warriors. This time a reverse sweep, almost a switch hit there from the batter. And he gets a full value. Oh, that's a wicket. Nicely done. That's a much needed breakthrough for the Northern Falcons. A timely one. Just when things were going on well for the Croston Kings, they have made a breakthrough. "73 runs on the board." This is exactly what happened. Nicely tossed up once again, cut away, but a good throw. See, that's the key thing about that wicket. The throw was up to the perfection. The wicket keeper didn't really have to move. It was straight up towards the stumps, and just like that, the fourth wicket goes down for 73 runs. It's a big game, isn't it? Not just for these two teams, not just for Croston Kings and Northern Falcons, especially for Croston Kings, but for the Beeston Warriors as well. If Croston Kings wins this match, it's all in favour of them to get to the finals. But if Croston Kings end up losing this match, it'll be Beeston Warriors. So it's a pressure game. It indeed is a pressure game for the Croston Kings. And that's the end of the over. 74 runs on the board for the loss of 4 wickets. Cut away this time. Straight into the hands of the fielder. Approaching the last few overs. Richards Chesley out there at the middle. Just the right guy you would want to see heading into these last few overs, because he can strike the ball well. We've seen him doing that in this tournament. And a pretty much spread out field, especially on the onside. Oh, that's a good shot. That's gone all the way for a 6. Brilliant strike down the ground. Straight as an arrow it goes past the boundary line for a maximum. Punched down the ground for another single. Oh, gone. Straight. And it dipped on the batter. And the batter couldn't really get under the ball that time. And Richards Jessley has to depart. There was a touch faster as well from the bowler himself. Yeah, there we go. Nicely bowled. Tossed up. A bit faster, but it nicely dipped on the batter, Kushan, with the breakthrough. 5 down now for 84. Game on here at the LRDC grounds as we're approaching the last few overs. Starts off with the wide this time. Oh, that's a good looking shot. And that has gone all the way for a boundary. So despite losing wickets, the runs are coming in steadily for the Croston Kings. Now 82 runs on the board for the loss of 5 wickets. We're in the 13th over. That goes high up in there. Chance. Oh, it's dropped. My goodness, plenty of time for the fielder to settle under the ball, and it's Kushan who has dropped the catch. A comfortable one. Should have been a comfortable one because it was up in the air for so much long time, and the fielder had plenty of time to settle under the ball, and there we go. It just falls out. Very unfortunate. Oh, it's taken, is it? Well, that's a catch that would probably change his match, because that's a really nice take from that fielder. Inside the 30-yard circle, the ball was traveling fast, so he had to dive. Not the best of the deliveries, but there we go. See, that's the kind of catch, because he took that catch way past him. The ball actually went past him. My goodness, that's one of the best catches in the tournament for sure. And just like that, the 6th wicket goes down for 94 runs. It's certainly game on here at the LRDC grounds. And both the teams are in this game. Up in there and almost all the way towards the 6. Oh, yes, just too full. You are asking for trouble if you bowl it that full, especially on a surface where the ball is turning. You've got to make sure that you're taking that purchase off the surface. You cannot bowl it full and not to give any room for the ball to turn. Rauzan. Another quick single coming back for the second run. This is good run in between the wickets. So runs on the board. 100 up for the Croston Kings. 103 now for 6 wickets. That's the end of the over. Right, so the last 2 overs coming up, which means only 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle. And they'll be using that pink ball. Right, so the last 2 overs, the power overs. Right, so here we go, the power over. Only 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle. They're chasing down a target of 139. And at the moment, they're 103 for the loss of 6 wickets. Oh, nice bit of fielding. Just a single. .34 runs required of the last 11 deliveries. So far just a couple of singles, so 33 more runs required, 10 deliveries remaining. They need a big shot here. They need a boundary. They need a couple of those for sure. Just a one would not work out for them. Oh, that's a good looking shot. Oh, that was a tough one, but that was a drop chance once again. Where they're running. My goodness, both batters were running towards the same end. A complete mix-up, but they're safe. But Romesh, yeah, just punched hard and a tough one. He stopped a certain boundary. That's the most important thing at this stage of the game. It would have been really nice if he could have hold on to that catch, but he stopped a boundary. This time it goes high up in there. Won't go all the way for a boundary. Coming back for the second run. Yeah, not the best of the throws. Off the edge and taken. So the 7th wicket goes down and Northern Falcons are right back in this game. Important breakthrough at an important time for the Northern Falcons. Right, so that's a really good over, a power over of highest quality there from the bowler. Got one more over to go. Right, so just to let you know what exactly is the standings at the moment. This is 111. Nelson on the board for 7 overs, for 7 wickets with one more over to go. So we got Ashton Lions and Northern Falcons already bound to play that qualifier 1. And the Western Tigers have been qualified for the eliminator. And if Croston Kings win, they will head towards the eliminator, or else it will be Beeston Warriors. So it's a crucial game for Croston Kings. Northern Falcons obviously already in, but for the Croston Kings, it's an important game. Right, so the last over. 111 runs on the board. 28 more runs required of this last over for Croston Kings to go through and for Beeston Warriors to get eliminated. The margin is 28 runs. Here we go. A dot ball to start off with. 5 more deliveries to go. So once again letting you know if the winner of this match will meet the Western Tigers in the eliminator. Gone, just like that. The 8th wicket goes down. And now Northern Falcons very much in control of this game. There we go, a nice comfortable catch. So the top 4 teams from the league stage points table, the top 4 teams will qualify into the playoffs. And you got the qualifier, you got the eliminator, and then the qualifier 2, and then the finals. The qualifier 1 will be played between the first and the second place teams in the points table. The winner will go straight away towards the finals, and the loser will have to play the qualifier 2 against the winner of the eliminator. So whoever wins this match will get into that eliminator alongside Western Warriors, or rather the Western Tigers, I beg your pardon. This is really good. This is really good bowling from the Northern Falcons, especially in those middle overs. They've stood up nicely for their team. Off the edge. Tossed up, that's high up in there, a chance, and it's taken. And the 9th wicket goes down, and that's the game, as Northern Falcons have convincingly won this match against the Croston Kings, and a very neat catch at the end to wrap things up. And it'll be the Beeston Warriors who will walk into that eliminator alongside Western Tigers. So now we have the playoffs confirmed, the top 4 teams confirmed in this Lancashire Premier League 2025. So the qualifier 1 will be played between Ashton Lions and Northern Falcons, and the eliminator is now confirmed. It will be Western Tigers and the Beeston Warriors who will take on each other in the eliminator, and the winner will have to play against either Ashton Lions or the Northern Falcons in the qualifier 2, and then head their way into the finals. So still a long way to go in the tournament, as we are now into the business end. So it's another thrilling game of cricket here at the LRTC grounds, as the Croston Kings have fallen short against the Northern Falcons, who stand tall as the number 2 in the points table. There's the highlights. The run chase started off well for the Croston Kings. There were a couple of drop chances. This was the first one, the first clean catch that was taken in the very first, or rather the second over, if I'm not mistaken. But from there onwards, runs started to come in for the Croston Kings all around the park. We saw some really good shots being played, and the pressure was on Northern Falcons. They were going on nicely. This was the second wicket where Dilhan Ramiz took the catch quite easily. But from there onwards, the couple of wickets fell in the first few overs. But from there onwards, the Croston Kings showed some promising progress, as they made sure that they stay in the game despite losing the wickets. They scored at in excess of 8 to 9 runs per over, but the wickets started to tumble one after another. That was one serious catch there from the fielder inside the 30-yard circle. But in the end, losing wickets in regular intervals didn't really work in the favour of the Croston Kings, as they fell just 20-odd runs short of the target set by the Northern Falcons. And overall, a good game of cricket for Northern Falcons. They batted well and they bowled well, especially the spinners. I think they adjusted to the conditions well, and they made the right adjustments, and they got the reward. They reaped the reward. So a good game of cricket, and as I mentioned earlier, it will be the Beeston Warriors who will walk into that final vacant spot in the playoffs. So they will take on the Western Tigers in the eliminator, and the Northern Falcons will take on the table toppers Ashton Lions in the qualifier. Right, so we have an exciting game coming up next. That's the emerging tournament finals, and we'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the live coverage of that finals as well, right here from the LRTC grounds in Colombo.